Hello everyone and welcome back to Witch Watch. This is episode 17. Last time we got to know Miharu a little bit more with his parasol, and he had to go find his parasol. And so yeah, there was like a little bit of a connection there, and then something else happened at the end of the episode and I can't remember it, and now like I don't even use the same notebook, so my notes, I'd have to go digging in my drawer to get my old notebook. So what happened last time? Was it oh right, and then there was a Nemu thing at the end. Yeah, Nemu and Keigo were like having a little, not a date, but it was almost a date. So that was nice. That was a nice episode. I liked that. Let's jump into the next one. This is episode 17. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. Let's jump into this Witch Watch episode 17. What the fuck? What's happening here?
いつ寝たかも思い出せないですよ。っていうかなんやこのマスク、キモ。
Oh my god, they're in fucking Saw? Jig Jag. They're in Saw, that's crazy. Are they actually gonna straight up reference it? Oh, they're just saying it's a death game, I understand. It's the four of you. Is somehow Nico running it? Oh, okay. Nico's the hostage. Or maybe Nico is running it. She's controlling Jig Jag or whatever. Okay, it's gonna be ridiculous. It has to be. Ouroboros. Maybe it's not. That's kind of cool. Okay. I'm not gonna write all this down. Python, okay. Oh my god, it's like a board game? Oh my god, there's so many rules. This is like Mario Party. Yeah, this is a lot like Mario Party, where you like choose a character and they have their special types of dice. Okay. This is kind of cool. Uh-huh. What happens to the person who's eaten? Do they die? Okay. I'm actually into this. Uh-huh. You go the opposite way? Yeah. They're not gonna play this game. There's gonna be a joke, and they're not gonna play it. You have to skip your turn? Yep. Yeah. Oh, well, that's not true. What if you have to land exactly on a square? Yeah. No, hang on, wasn't that just 5? All that explaining, and it was like kind of a boring game. This is a good bit. I like it. But he worked hard on it. This is a funny concept. I like it. The idea of a death game, but he's not a great game designer. That's true. That's true. It keeps the theme intact. I've done game design as part of my job at some point, and I feel for Jig Jag. That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was, because that was like the obvious choice. Yeah, if Jig Jag didn't design it like that, that's bad game design. Okay. You can choose to. That's good. That adds a little bit of strategy. Ah. I still feel like I've got notes. Oh, she's fine. Aww. Yeah. Yeah, I thought she was in on it. So who is Jig Jag? Oh, Keigo? Oh, that's so cool! That's so cool! I did think about Keigo first, but then I was like, no, actually he's with them. But I forgot magic existed in this universe. But they totally fixed it. That's a good good YouTube video. That was fun. I liked that. Oh, the student council, dude. We got a weird house. Yeah. long ago. Thanks, man. You're gonna embiggen it or something. Enlongen, yeah. Nice. What? You did make it. You did make it longer. Didn't you? Wasn't it like that big and you made it like that? You like tripled its size. What did she make longer? Okay. What? I mean, Keigo's a little dangerous, but... Uh-oh. They're gonna have to hide whatever. Yeah, okay, that's what the Enlongen was used on. Oh my god! Used on a bunch of things. Oh, and your hair. Yeah, I could have told you that. Ah. Interesting. I could have sworn the pencil did get longer though. I like how he's doing like a Wolverine. I hate the long nails. I really hate that. Oh yeah, no, I guess he's like Freddy Krueger as well. That's good to know. Oh, nice. I mean, it's better than your neck being up there. I don't think that's gonna be very good. Yeah, he can't let go of his hat. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, cool. But it's like a flesh sash.
やめろ生徒会長ですと書かれたタスキをつける生徒会長がどこにいるんだでもこの際構わんいや手離せよ首巻きが対応するしかないだろの爪はどうしたいや
Just say it's a cosplay or something.
バルログなバイブスのビジュアルバンドであれ君首をどうしたね首ですねそうか熱心な君のことだ無理をしないよ
Okay, fuck off, teacher. Oh my god, you have to explain everyone here. They're gonna have to explain Keigo? Okay, we didn't have to explain Keigo. You don't even look like a person. Oh my god. Nice! That was a fun way to illustrate it. I saw him do that. That was clever. It's funny like saying, hi! Yeah, I forgot you wanted him on the student council, right? Careful with the grabbing with your long nails. Oh my god! What the fuck? Oh, right. Oh! Oh my god, they're bringing science into it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They brought like real science into it. I mean, honestly, good idea. It kind of works. I mean, yes, but I think it looks more normal than them standing separate. Oh my god, they're like the Fantastic Four. Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna say cut him down and then make him land on the soft hair or just catch him. Yeah. It's really funny because it was my first thought as well. Oh no! Oh, now you can help with your long arm. That's great. And this is just a dude, a student council president. Oh, like you just saw that they were like, you know, good people doing things the right way. They're not dangerous. They're gonna use their stuff for good. Yeah. It's your fault. Fix it. Just do it one at a time, right? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Can you like wrap your hand around the part? You know, wrap your hand around his chin and then use the spell so it doesn't go everywhere. All right, nice. That was a fun episode. Very simple but fun. I liked it. I really liked the concept at the start of the Saw. It's like a, you know, a death game type thing. You know, obviously there's Saw, but there's a million others. You know, Squid Game's a really famous example. Danganronpa, Zero Escape. Excuse me. You know, Hunger Games. There's a million examples of like death games. But I really like the concept of like they put together this death game, except they're not a very good game designer. Because it is a big thing with death games. It's like when you watch it, you know, obviously the thing was, in real life, it was like written by a team of writers or by a writer who thought really hard about this and like came up with the idea of the game, and then also like worked really meticulously to like try to close up loopholes and or keep loopholes open, but only ones that they want to be story beats. And so like I find that really interesting as someone who I have done game design in my life with I helped make mods for a YouTube channel, right? So a YouTube channel, I'm not gonna say which one, but you might be able to find out anyway, but I'm not gonna say it. Used to make a bunch of mods for a game, and like every, you know, few days or every week or whatever, they would make this they would do this game, and then every time the mod that they were playing is different. And so and then it would be a bunch of people playing this mod. So I would write the rules for the mod, and I would like come up with the concept and like whatever. Like I'd basically be given a concept like, oh, you have to make a mod about this, and then I would come up with the concept and the rules and stuff for the mod, and then a coder would make it and an artist would draw it and stuff, right? I was part of a team, and my job was to do the game part of it. So I did that for a while and came up with like a bunch of different ideas for games. The thing was, like, generally several of them tended to be like this, like variations of the same formats of game, because it's really hard to, especially since you're like doing it of a mod of a game and that game already has rules in place. It's basically impossible to come up with a completely new thing every time. But because of that, I did have to kind of do this where I came up with, you know, okay, here's how the game works, and then I have to like, okay, come up with rules, and then I have to try to balance it or whatever, but I have to do all of that with no playtesting. Like, I can't really test how it's gonna work. Basically, I just come up with the idea, do all the stuff, and then on the day, we have to see if it works. Like, we're recording the video, and we are already seeing if it's working. So that's a tough thing to do. And there's definitely times where, like, you come up with an idea, you're like, oh, this will be great, and then you get to the day and you start playing it, and you're like, I didn't even think about this stupid loophole or whatever, and that completely ruins the game. Like, it makes it not fun at all. And also, I understand the idea of, like, you have this cool idea in your head that you really get attached to, but then when people play it, people are like, that's the worst part of the game, we should get rid of that, and then it will be good. And you're like, but that's the part that's cool about the game, you know? Like, I understand that feeling. And in this episode, like, Keigo having, you know, them saying like, oh, you should get rid of the reverse snake mechanic, and also get rid of the dice choosing mechanic, even though they are like the most unique parts of the game, right? Is like the idea of you land on this and then like you're going backwards. So one person's like, some people are going backwards or other people might be going forwards. Even though that's very unique, it is true that, like, one, it makes the game a little more confusing and hard to follow. Two, it would be hard to signify on the board which way you're going. You know, like, I mean, you could, like, face that way or whatever, but then you just have to be permanently faced one way, and if you, like, turn around for a second, you might get turned around and forget which way you're going, you know? So it's really tough to signify, like, the direction that a player is going on the board. And if you're, like, using it on an actual board, if you knock over the pieces or whatever once, then you might completely lose it. So that's a tough thing as well. And then also, as Moy said, it also doesn't fit the theme that you had for the game, which is an Ouroboros. It's a snake chasing its own tail. If you have, like, some going backwards and some going forwards, like, suddenly that theme is completely gone. It doesn't make any sense anymore. So, like, there's several reasons that you should get rid of that. And then also, the idea of, like, the choosing of the dice being, like, not really that useful. because in the game in its state at that time, which this was dumb, you just had to pass someone to eat their tail. That's dumb. You shouldn't just have to pass them. Morihito was right that like you have to land exactly on it. That's the way that this sort of game has to work. If it is literally just like, oh, I rolled 2 6s, so I caught up to the person in front of me and I win. That's a little boring. But if it's like, oh my god, okay, I'm close to him now, I have to roll a 4. But if I roll a 5, then I'm in front of him and that's gonna be bad. If I roll a 3 or lower, then I just don't quite catch up to him and maybe he gets another turn to get fully away, you know? So like there's some tension there. Whereas like if it's just like, oh, he's 3 spaces away from me, if I roll a 3 or higher, I get him. Like there's not as much tension there, you know? And there's no real risk to the person behind, except the person behind them catching up, I guess. But that's like much less likely to happen and much less interesting. So yeah, I totally get, you know, their complaints with the game, and I feel like I'm alright at game design. You know, I feel like I can come up with decent solutions to a lot of problems. And I would love to have an attempt at that. But I do think something that's interesting is like they got rid of like the problem with the choose your die system. Other than, I mean, one of the problems is it's unnecessarily complicated and there's too many of them. But another problem with it is that you know, there was literally no reason not to choose the one with the 6s all the time, you know? But with that being said, once they added the rule that you have to land on the other snake, then you like would have a reason for the dice again, you know? Like, oh, they're 4 spaces away, I should choose a dice that has more 4s on it. But then again, then you're kind of just, you're still being like pigeonholed into decisions. Like if they're 4 spaces away, obviously you're going to choose the one that has more 4s on it. And then there's like, that's not really strategy. That's just like, you know, it's just choosing the thing that applies most to the situation. And like, it's a really obvious choice. So yeah, maybe it still doesn't quite work. Maybe it's still worth getting rid of it. But there was one more thing I wanted to say something about in terms of this, but I can't quite remember. Oh yeah, like when they changed it though, they added the idea of like, okay, so if you land on another person and you eat them, then you double your speed across the board. And then if you land on another person, then you triple the speed. Cool idea. I don't know if it really works, because like then if you're doubling your speed, then I think you just make it more difficult to like land on a person. Because then you can only roll 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 and 12, right? You can't roll 1, 3, 5. You know, you can't roll odd numbers anymore. You can only roll those larger numbers. And so it just like makes you're making more gaps in like what you can roll. And so if they're like 3 spaces ahead of you, you literally can't eat them, which is just kind of annoying. So I don't think that's a great idea, because the speed doesn't really matter when you've made it. You have to land exactly on a person. And then so same with the triple speed, then you're just like zooming around the board, but you're not landing on them at all. You're just, it becomes really, really annoying. So I don't think that quite works out the way that they wanted it to work. Cool theming. I like the theming of it, but yeah, the gameplay aspect of it doesn't really work. So yeah, I liked that concept. I just thought it was a very funny concept, the idea of a death game, but where they haven't balanced it properly. And then also we had the president and the elongation storyline. I do like the student council president. He's a fun character. He's got a good character design. I like the gimmick of him always holding the cap. That's very nice. But also, you know, like he seems like a good guy. I also was worried. I remember, well, I wasn't that worried because I thought at that point I kind of knew what Witch Watcher's game was. But we also had a thing where last time we saw the president, it seemed like they were setting up for you know, having him be another storyline that we always go over, the like he's trying to recruit Morihito actively, and that's the entire storyline of him like chasing after him. And I thought, like, that doesn't sound super interesting necessarily, but this was just like a regular story, and he did say in his head like Morihito would be great for the student council or whatever, but like it didn't affect the story at all. And I mean, he could still try to recruit him or whatever, but it doesn't have to be the whole point of that story. It makes it more entertaining when they're like changing things up like this, you know. So yeah, I like it. And the elongation spell is just, you know, a funny idea, and they used it pretty well. I feel like the writer is also good at, like, he comes up with these silly things, and then he also, like, he kind of comes up with some of the funniest ways to use those ridiculous situations possible. So I'm very impressed. I like this show. I enjoy it. and I'm looking forward to more. So that was Witch Watch episode 17. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.